I learned to weave from my aunt, Atwai Helen Jim, as well as a gentleman from the Umatilla tribe, Joey Lavador, and a lady from Warm Springs tribe, Pat Courtney Gold. And I attended basket weaving conferences, or actually Northwest Native American Basket Weavers Association gatherings for the past 22 years. And my Aunt Helen taught me how to weave with poly wrapping twine, which is this material. And I learned with 25 twine, or what is called warp, and yarn, just regular yarn from the store. Our people used Indian hemp twine in the beginning to make the wapas, which is the main basket that I'll be talking about today. And they used bear grass from the mountains, as well as many other materials that were available wherever they lived.
Download me, make up for the time you wasted. Come slowly, claim back the boy you left behind. Close the white book, unplug the brain from the game. 'Cause it's time to wipe out till the stars get on the fade. The song is not the same when we're all played out, all played out. They say the
So these tribes, main tribes that make and use the wapas are the Colville, Wanapum, Nez Perce, Umatilla, Warm Springs, and the 14 tribes and bands of the Yakama Nation.
Mitchell, do you think this looks right? Mitchell, do you think this looks right?
Personally, no, but it kind of looks like a birdie from a game. Ask him.
William, do you think this looks right? William, do you
What?
think this looks right?
Apparently he doesn't know.
I wish Vivian was here. When is she gonna come back?
The meaning of the word ayayash, to my understanding, means some people use it differently. Some people use it in a mean way, which is like calling you dumb or stupid. But it could also mean that somebody just doesn't understand or doesn't get something that's new to them. So if you don't understand something, you're being ayayash about it. But if you're going to use it in a rude way or a mean way, don't talk to them, they're just ayayash, they're stupid. Yeah.
Can you tell us the story of ayayash?
Yes, I'll tell you the story of Ayayash. So, a long time ago, there was a young girl, and she was different from all the other kids, and she would get teased a lot, and they would call her Ayayash. One day when she was learning to make baskets, she made a basket without any designs, and all the other kids and all the other folks in her village that she was staying with, they said, "Hey, how come she didn't put any designs in her basket? She must be Ayayash." And she really didn't like that, and that made her feel really bad. She didn't like being teased, and nobody likes being teased, so she spent a lot of time by herself. And as she was alone one time in the forest, after being teased so much, she started to cry, and then a tree heard her cry, a cedar tree. And the cedar tree asked her, "Hey, are you okay? What's going on? Why are you so depressed?" And the little girl said, "Well, I get teased a lot, and everybody thinks I'm Ayayash because I didn't put any designs in my basket, and it's a pretty blank." So the tree says, "You know what? You can put designs in your basket. You can still change things. You could make things better for yourself. Why don't you learn a little bit more and just look into nature, observe things around you, and you'll find designs real fast." Now, the little girl didn't understand what the tree was talking about, because we don't notice things that are around us all the time. When she went out into the forest, she's like, "I'll never find any designs. There's no designs here in nature. This is a stupid mission to go find designs. That doesn't make any sense. What's going to happen really is I'll still be called Ayayash, and nobody will ever help me." So she was feeling really, really depressed, and she went on this journey not knowing what was going to happen. She ran into a rattlesnake, and the rattlesnake says, "Hey, watch where you're going. I could have killed you, because, what are you, Ayayash or something?" And then she says, No, I'm really sorry about that, but I'm out here looking for designs." And the rattlesnake says, "Hello, didn't you notice that there are designs on my back? There's a diamond design, and it's here to remind people that I am dangerous. I'm a rattlesnake, and if I bite you, I could kill you." And she says, "Oh yeah, that's right. I totally forgot that you have diamonds on your back." And then the rattlesnake suggests to her, "Hey, you should use your design in the basket. That would be really cool." So she does. She uses the design in her basket. Later, she goes on her journey looking for more designs, and she runs into a butterfly. And she says, "I just really like the way you look, butterfly, but could you help me find some designs to put in my basket?" And the butterfly says, "What are you, Ayayash or something?" And she says, "What?" The girl says, "Didn't you notice that there's lots of neat colors and designs on the wings of me?" The butterfly shows off the wings. She says, "Oh yeah, there are really neat designs. And you have a really cool triangular shape." Because we see things all the time, sometimes we don't notice all the neat things around us. And I think that's a part of the story, that Ayayash would see things and dismiss them because we're so used to them. But the animals helped her see that there's designs all around us. So she has designs in her basket now. She returns home. She returns to the cedar tree, and she says, "Look, I went out in nature, and I actually found designs." And the tree says, "I knew you could do it. You're a smart girl." And then she goes back to her village, and she shows everybody her basket, and everybody are really impressed with all of the design work that she'd come up with. And then she shared her stories about how she got them, and then people were really, really impressed with all her progress because they thought she wasn't capable of doing it. But because she took it upon herself and she took a chance on going on that journey, she found all those designs. And then now people don't call her Ayayash anymore because she went on this journey and she learned all those neat things. And I think that's the majority of the story of Ayayash.
Who taught you the story and what was the lesson learned?
I heard this story from one of my teachers when I was still in high school. When I heard the story, I could identify with it because I had been called things that I didn't exactly understand. And it wasn't Ayayash until I heard the story. But people would say, "Doesn't he know how this stuff works? Doesn't he know that this is not the way we do things over here. Because I didn't grow up here in this area. So when I would hear different things about, I'll say for instance, I grew up in Phoenix, which is a large city, and we would ride the bus everywhere. And we didn't have to have a car. And when I moved here to Toppenish, Washington, I wanted to go do things on my own because I was a young guy who liked to do things on his own. I said, I'll just catch a bus over there. Where are you going, Mike? Oh, I'm going to the store. I'll catch a bus. I'll be back. And I'd go out there and I'd be walking for hours looking for bus stops. And they weren't there. Now they're there. Now we have the Pato crossing, but then they didn't. That was a very neat IISH moment that I had. Now that I think about it. So when I heard the story in high school, like, wow, I can really identify. I made a lot of mistakes, and people have called me IISH in a way. So when I heard it, I thought, oh, this is a really neat story of learning how to get over that being teased. And I think that's what the meaning of the story is, having strength and believing in yourself that you can learn, and you don't have to give up when people make fun of you. And you can always learn something and come back and show everybody what you learned, and they won't make fun of you anymore. So that's one of the meanings of IISH, I think.
Was there a different version of the story?
Yes, I'm pretty sure there was. And it's even different the way that I tell it. I think stories evolve when they're told from storyteller to storyteller. Just like that cool little game we play, Telephone. The story changes a little bit. And I think there are probably other versions of the story that concentrate on different things. I think the part of IISH that talks about the rattlesnake, there's probably more to that. And I remember hearing it differently. And there's also different versions with different animals and different designs. And I think that just comes from whoever knows the story and knows design work. They would use different parts of different animals and different sections of the story of IISH.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
What are you still doing reading these books, kid? You already know these were made in the 1990s, right?
The originals were made in 1970s.
None of this is real.
Bullying to me is having one person look down upon someone else just because they feel superior or inferior and feel they are above that person.
People are being mean to other people.
Bullying means to me like maybe disrespecting someone and bringing them down.
Bullying means it's a really bad thing because, like, either someone's been bullied or someone just wants to bully you because they think they're better.
And sometimes that can lead to even worse things like suicidal thoughts. And that's one thing that is a big problem today with teenagers, and it's not good. I don't think people should bully at all.
Suicides can come from bullying. A lot of younger teenagers, a lot of females, they're more affected by bullying that can lead towards suicide. And that's why, not a lot of people should bully.
Hey, is the seat taken?
No.
What are you reading?
Star Wars. I like Star Wars.
Cool. My dad was Darth Vader once, and my little brother was Yoda.
What was you?
A stormtrooper.
It's cool. Not again.
You still read this junk? Huh? What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? What are you looking at? Wait, where are you going, chump? Hey.
My whole life I've been bullied. Yeah. I've been bullied since I was in kinder, and it's all because I hung out with a girl named Zona. And when I hung out with her, they made fun of her and both of us because we both acted weird.
In school, there was, people who, they hung out with these cliques and they thought they were better than other people, but, they weren't. Ultimately, everyone's equal, so I don't know where they got the idea.
I got bullied, and whenever I see other people get bullied, I just think, no, it's just not cool. They shouldn't be getting bullied. I want to go tell the staffs outside because I couldn't stop it myself because it was the 6th grade. I witnessed a lot, and I tried helping, and I remember I did help them, because those were the people because sometimes they did my friends and they would bully them. Like, it's not cool. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't even be bullying other people because that person could get way hurt.
I talked to her, but I didn't really talk to the person that was bullying her. And then I would probably tell a counselor or someone else to help them.
Yeah, my old friend in Warm Springs, he's been bullied a lot for the way he looked. I got someone older than the bully and someone older than me, so got an adult. Get a teacher, some older person than you to prevent bullying.
One of my cousins was actually being bullied, and this was out on a football field. So a lot of people were standing around and they weren't doing anything. But I saw it was my cousin. I would have done it for anybody else. I went up to the guy and I told him, you shouldn't be doing that. And then he turned on me, actually pushed him down. He was bigger than the rest of the kids. He was actually bigger than me, but I actually stepped in. There's 6 other kids who actually didn't do anything, and they kind of looked at me differently, and I was a little older than them, and they kind of looked towards me for guidance afterwards. Start at a young age, and show that there's different cultures, there's different people out there, there's different races, and everybody's equal. If we look down upon anybody, it's going to start in right then and there. At a young age, you're going to learn stuff from your older siblings or your family, how they look upon people, your children, your kids, they're going to be exactly the same. They're going to act just the way they were raised. So that's where you should start when they're at a young age. From there on, they'll instill into other children's head that they shouldn't be doing that. So that's how I prevent bullying, start at a young age.
What are you gonna do, chump? I don't care what you think. I like Star Wars.
Yeah, I like Star Wars too. I don't know why you're picking on him.
I can pick on anybody I want.
We're all human beings here.
Yeah, we all have feelings.
Well, maybe I didn't actually think about other people's feelings,
Bullying, see something, say something.
Bully, if you see something, say something.
If you see something, say something.
Bullying. If you see something, say something.
Bullying, if you see something, say something.
There's a dreamy world up there. Dear friends in higher places, carry me away from here. Travel light, let the sun eclipse you, cause your flight is about to leave. And there's more to this brave adventure than you'd ever believe. Bird's eye view, awake the stars cause they're all around you. Wide eyes will always brighten the blue. Chase your dreams and remember me, sweet bravery.
My name is Juliana Brown.
I'm Scotty Clifford Jr., 17 years old.
I'm Lottie Clifford, and I'm 14 years old.
shine brighter than any gem between us and the sun.